So here you can see that I have been actually working on many bootlegs and of my own. So you can upload the songs. I like the way you kiss me. I'm gonna look for it. So here we go. I'm gonna upload. Now it's gonna be uploading and it's gonna take a while, but after it's done, we should get 4 stems for drums, bass line, melodies, and vocal. And we're gonna be downloading the vocal, and also should give us the BPM and some midis, but I'm never sure like what's gonna come out of that. The midis I'm never sure. I have to say I like Fader because it's actually pretty cheap. And here we go. So we have the stems ready here. So we have the voice, some melodies, which will be the bass, the beats, and we can just download them, all of them at once. It tells us that the BPM is 151.5 and that it's a G minor. So you can actually add more stems, but I would just leave it as is. So we're gonna click on download stems and we're just gonna take the WAV file and download. It's gonna download the stems and you're just gonna have to wait till this finishes. In the meanwhile, we can download the MIDI. I like the way you kissed me. So that's the MIDI. Now the wave is almost done. One good thing about the fader is that it sometimes even tells you like what are the chords, which is pretty cool. We can have a look. We can solo the bass and have a listen. Which is pretty cool because it tells us like where it starts. So it starts with A flat, then E major, and then B major, and then E flat major. So maybe that's the correct one. We're gonna wait for these stems to get in, and then we're just gonna have fun taking this out into the project. In the meanwhile, I can run Ableton so we can have a look. And here we go. We have the stems. Ableton is open. So what are we gonna do here? Since we know it's 1.15, 1.5, that's the first thing we're gonna do is import the vocals, the stems. Actually, we can just click here, we put it on desktop. Here is this, and I'm gonna unzip these 2 folders. We don't need this anymore. So we have the stems and the MIDI. So I'm gonna take all of these stems, take this, and in Ableton just push Command. So it imports all of the stems. We're probably not gonna need the instrumental, but we're gonna need the vocals over here. So I'm just gonna take away the instrumental. This is the bass. This is the drums. That's the other. So I would say other. And then we have the vocals. So we can have a like quick listen to what's happening here. So this is the vocal. In G, or it thinks, according to this, it's actually A flat major. Okay, so A flat major is going to be the first one. So let's go for A flat major. So change this to A flat, which would be G sharp major. So that's our MIDI. Now let's try to import the MIDI actually of the bass. We have it right here. Let's see. Let's have a look. Actually, I did almost a good job here, and it tells me that actually it starts with that A flat, which is weird, but you can change it over here. So now it's always the A flat. So we have the A, E over here, then we have the B, and then it goes down to this one. So the bass is like pretty much okay there. So we know what we're gonna be working with. Let's move the track so it actually starts at the right point. So the best way is just to highlight all of these and just go and edit and delete time. It's gonna help, you know, so we start from the grid and we starts here. And so let's just take this away. We're not gonna need it anymore. Let's turn this into one MIDI track. By the way, if you don't get the MIDI from Fader, you can yeah, blah blah blah. I think you need an account or something. so you can download it. It's not always reliable, so I don't like using it, but you can have a look and see for yourself. Now, for the bass line, you can either use the tuner. So take the tuner, put it on top, and here it's going to show you what the bass is. So really, really helpful. So we know that the bass is there. In case sometimes the bass just doesn't work very well, you can use the EQ. And over here, when you check the bass line, see, if you move in, over here it shows you the key. So pretty easy to use. It's much easier if you use like FabFilter, because there you can see all the notes. So very helpful. So we're gonna start with the bass. Now we're gonna make it easy. They play like the 8 notes. You can hear it's like a da 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 da. So that's what we're gonna do. So we get that bass in there. Now let's take this out. And now, because I'm doing a trance remix, I'm just gonna take Serum and just take like a little bass here. Like that. Yeah, let's just use the VST. User bass, and actually I'm gonna go for like a 80s style vibe. So there is the bass, Blue Monday. Let's have a listen. That's a little bit too low because the MIDI is very low. So I'm just gonna pull it up. To know if I'm actually playing a bass, you can have a look here. And I think I can actually go 1 octave lower here. It's gonna sound a little better. Since the bass is too loud, I'm just gonna lower it. And I don't need this fundamental here. So let's have a 1.5. I'm just gonna warp it. So I have the same, and I can do the whole thing can be warped. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna change it to Complex Pro, and I'm gonna change the BPM here to 138. So now it's a bass. Definitely it's not the A flat major, because we have some notes that are actually out of the scale. So I'm guessing this might be actually here from the instant MIDI maker, and I'm gonna go with a classic, for example. Put it over here. No, I don't want to import the tempo. I'm gonna delete this part and join this. Now I know that I'm actually in this minor. Sorry, we're gonna hit the focus first. So I want to focus on the leads and just move them up here, move them down here. Actually, I can do 2 of these, and now here we go. So now we have like a sort of a basic melody for it. I can go to the instant, the lead stacks that I did, and let's have a look here. Which lead stack we will use? I'm gonna use the Out of the Blue. Just import it in. It's just very easy to work this way. And I'm just gonna move this with all of the automations to here. So we have the nice build, and we're gonna be using this as a melody. Let's have a look at this needs to be 1 octave lower, so it fits. Let's have a look at the second one. Same and same. Now, let's duplicate these. Let's have a listen to our melody with the bass. Now we also want to make the melody a little bit nicer, so I'm going to take one of the leads, for example this one, and let's play around. If I put this on a scale mode again, I can move some notes here and there to my liking. Basically, I'm going with my own feels. If I'm going down here, I can do this. I'm going up here, I can do this. I connect these notes together. And then over here, I'm just gonna go somewhere in the middle of that B. I'm here like a dun, 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 da, 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 da. Yeah, this might work. It might be horrible, so I'm just gonna try. Da, 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 da. Let's see. That's actually nice. I'm gonna lift this one up. So it starts here, and same with this one. This might be nicer on B flat to C sharp. So let's say that this is our like a melody, and now we can like copy this to everything. And we're gonna add the vocals to it, and let's see if it actually sounds good.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss it. I can tell it is. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back, just you don't get attached. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss it. I can tell it is.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, let's add some effects. How about some booms? Like over here we have boom. So that's gonna unleash the hell. Maybe some crashes. That would be a nice one. Let's see what we have here. That's pretty cool. Now we're gonna need the crash. So crash, crash, crash. That's a reverse crash, all of this. Yeah, this is nice. And I'm gonna give it a little bit of a break here, and we can add like a something like this on top. So let's insert the audio track. I'm gonna give it more power. Snare roll would be nice just before. So let's come to my second pack over here. Drum hits, snare rolls. Yeah, that's just enough. It's gonna help, you know, emphasize this transition. Now, this is the wrong BPM. I think it should be 138. Yep. And I don't need it as long, so I'm just gonna like take this out and take this out.
Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back, just you don't get attached. I like the way you.
Okay, everything is super loud, so I'm just gonna put everything -6 and put these back to 0 like that.
Not trying to be romantic.
Because I need these samples to be louder.
Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back, just you don't get attached. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss it. I can tell it is. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back, just you don't get attached.
Now, if I don't like the melody, because like, let's face it, like it could be a little bit better. You see over here, the C is actually not the top note of my chord. The chord progression is like, if I just do it like this, so you can see it, it's A, C, and E. So all these flat notes are part of it. So maybe I can like improvise and just do this. Same here, just 2 notes up. Same here, just 2 notes up. And same here, just 2 notes up. So I'm like trying to make that melody a little bit nicer, a little bit more epic. Let's see how it's gonna sound. In the worst case, I'm just gonna delete it.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss it. I can tell it is. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back, just you don't get attached. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss it.
So now it's all about the taste, okay? And I don't want to spend too much time on this, so how about we just try something completely different with this melody? since I like that E over there, I think if we just go here, that's gonna be a little bit nicer. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what I really wanted to hear. Now we have F, F, B, and D. I'm just gonna move all of these back where they were, just to be sure. Like that. Yeah, that's gonna work pretty cool. And this one was here. See, so it's always like that, like you always like try to find the best way to make the melody so it works. So if we have the E, B, and G, we can afford to come over here. So we have that E, B, and the G in the middle. C, E, that's a good position. So the notes are not too far away from each other. And then we're gonna move around all the stuff. That sounds pretty nice now. Much little bit better, less noisy. So how about we just go up here to the G. And then instead of the D sharp, we have the A flat here, part of this. So we can actually come over here on the top. That could help. So here we can go back down, but this time I'm gonna go to the F because it's a root note. And this could work. And over here we're gonna go up again. So let's see. It's getting there, and then we have the second part of the melody. Where is it? Here it is. So then we can jump to this other part of the melody. I like this part over here as it goes up. So let's just copy this third part. Yeah, that makes it much easier. Like, as I said, it's all about the taste, you know, trying to strive to the melody that you like the best. So it like ends up in the same melody. So now we have all of the notes ready, and the whole melody could sound like this. Let's play it all together.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss it. I can tell it is. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back. Just you don't get attached.
And I like when she says the back here.
Get attached.
Get attached, okay.
Get attached. Get attached. Get attached.
So say like attached.
Attached.
So I'm gonna use this part, create a new audio, if it's gonna let me. And we're gonna go -12 as well. And just go touch. So it like disappears in there.
You don't get attached.
Beautiful. Now make it really simple for the drop here. Take all of these bass lines, turn it to 1/16 and just make it like this. Let's find a kick that we can use. We don't need anything crazy. Just let's go with like a 909 kick. Why not? So drums and 909 core kit. And just place it here on the new channel. We don't need this audio anymore. Now let's start with a kick. It's over here. So let's put it in. 2 bars. So let's get the bass drum rolling. Whoop. There we go. pretty quiet, so let's just do it. Let's see how it's gonna sound with the bass. That's nicer, and let's just raise it up here. To make it a little bit nicer, let's take a drum bus. So that's gonna give it a very nice click. So where is it? Audio effects, drum bus, drum bus. Just give it a little bit more click. Getting there now, we can put the level down. Okay, let's take the bass and we're gonna sidechain it by the kick. Now this is gonna be pretty easy. So I have the generic sidechain already set up. Let's set it to kick over here. I'll actually put it kick over here, so it's a little bit easier to focus on. Let's make this really thick. Beautiful. So we have the kick and all. And sometimes it's good to have on the kick like a clicky thing. Sometimes the hat really works, like a short one, like something like this. And you just place it on top, but you have to place it like really slow, so it doesn't have to be so loud. Still doesn't need to be so loud. Let's play with the drum. Yeah, that's nice. Let's pull this a little bit lower. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate this because I want to add some percussion. So in this case, I need to remove the drum bass. And I just want to go very simply. So we're gonna use the closed hat, sort of like this. Let's pull it up. Let's add open hat in the middle. So we get the classic. The choke is on. So when the choke is on, we need to fix that. Now it should be fine. Perfect. Let's pull these a little bit higher. Now you can take any of these and you can actually modify them to your liking. So I'm gonna take the EQ8 over here and just cut out the low end because I don't need it. Now the closed hats, same thing inside here. I'm gonna open it up a little bit. Nice. And then we want to add a clap. Now we have this basic hand clap here. We can actually play around with it and make it nice. So start with the crash. That's a good one. And then add the hand clap. Be on every second beat. So how do we make this clap a little bit nicer? Well, few options. We can just first of all add an EQ on top. And then maybe let's add a little bit of reverb. So I'm gonna take the normal reverb here. Why not? Works. Skip this over here. Let's make this one long sample. We don't need this crash. Now for the crash, we can maybe add some delay. So let's find that crash. I think it's this one. Yep. Let's make it one shot so it plays the whole thing. EQ. And maybe a little bit of delay. Just like this. And I'm not happy about that clap, so we're gonna lower its key a little bit. So let's find it. Clap. There it is. This one. Let's lower the key down. Come to the controls, and over here we can transpose it. I like that. It's a little bit better. Let's see how it's gonna sound with everything. Well, definitely the kick is very loud. I'm gonna lower it down. Let's play them together. And I'm missing a little bit of low end on this kick, so let's have a look. It's like the pitch of the kick is also like bah. So we're gonna play around with that too. Let's find it kick. So this is beautiful because you can that's cool. So we have that kick, increase the low gain. That sounds pretty cool. Let's add the bass. I'm gonna get this out of the way, the first one, because we don't need it. It's gonna make my life very easy now by copying this around. Place it here. Next one. And here we go. And now let's play with everything.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it this. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back. Just you don't get attached.
Let's fix the kick. I hate it. That's nicer. And I think I don't need that boom anymore. That's too much. So.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it this. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back. Just you don't get attached.
Now, one great thing about this bass is that if I just lower it down here, it's just gonna make it so it sort of creates a phase, and then it boosts the lows because it's not a linear phase EQ. So it should sound pretty cool. And if I want it to be a little bit more clicky, I can shorten this down. Maybe a little bit less. Sometimes it doesn't sound as good because you're also missing that high end because we don't have a mid bass here. So I'm just gonna leave it as is, but I'm gonna boost this part. those melodies a little bit louder and we should be done here. Okay, the effects. We only have this clap, this tail, which also could be a little bit louder. So I think one last thing we need, like, it's like a little bit of a loop, something nice that's just going to like make it stand out. So let's see what we have here. Boop, boop, boop. ReOrder. Here it is. Boop. And drum hits, and there should be driving loops. Yeah, this sounds pretty cool. Let's turn it to 1, 2, 3, 8. And here we go. Let's play them together. Let's go with next one. Oh, I like this. This is a pretty cool one. And that could work pretty well. Let's group these together. Now, for the fun sake, I'm just gonna use the same compressor. Put it on top, and just not so crazy. So we don't need this one too loud. I think the melodies could be still a little bit louder. And I think the clap could be louder as well. And the main hat is a little bit too loud. So let's take the open hat, let's pull it down. And put the clap up. And I'm also missing like a ride. So yeah, I'm gonna use this one on offbeat like this. And every first one is gonna be a little bit less. Now it doesn't have to be so loud. Let's try again. I just need to fix that ride. I think it's this one. Yep. First, turn to one shot so we have the full sound. And then let's play with the EQ and just... Yeah, I like it like this. But it's still very loud, so I'm just gonna like... That should be just enough. And one last thing I forgot completely to sidechain is actually the main leads. So let's take the one from here. Let's put it on top. Especially this one that is very loud. It's pissing me off. Let's try like this. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. I'm gonna save this because it's fun. Let's put it to here, and I think I have a Patreon folder here, and let's call this I Like the Way You Kissed Him. I'll just call it Kiss Me. by ReOrder. So this is saved. Let's have a final listen. And I'm gonna duplicate this beat. So we have everything twice, so we can also add the vocals. So one more time. Jesus. Oh my god. Like my duplicating skills suck. Reverse, crash, crash, clap. And this little snare, actually, maybe we can do it like this. So it sort of like lifts the mood. Fade in. On the last bar, we don't need the kick. And then she starts singing again. So we don't need this part. I'm just gonna take the part from here. I think this was a little bit cleaner where she sings.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me.
Let's see. Let's play this.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it miss. I'm trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back. You don't get attached.
Yeah, I would say this is pretty cool. I'm gonna have to make a version for YouTube where I can actually use this part. So there is actually a little way that you can do. There's this plugin called Clear over here, Clear, and it's not very expensive and actually works pretty well when you want to clean vocals. So you just invert the ambience, invert the reverb, and you have like a very clean vocal. I'm gonna play it for you so you can hear it.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it it's.
Like it's doing its job, but it's not like perfect, right?
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it it's. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back just so you don't get attached. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it it's.
So I would say this is pretty cool, and I'm just gonna add a Valhalla on top of that, and maybe we can change it to Sarada Warner voice with a different. Sorry, not this one, not Shimmer. Valhalla Room, and I'm gonna use this preset here. Next vocal D.
You kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it it's. I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it it's. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back just so you don't get attached. Go stress you out.
So we have that done, and now we can just play the whole thing one more time and see how it's gonna work.
I like the way you kiss me. I can tell you miss me. I can tell it it's. Not trying to be romantic. I hit it from the back just so you don't get attached.
Sure, why not? Saving it, and yeah, so that's how you can proceed. And you know, it's up to your creativity what you want to do with it. This is like a very simple way of doing it. So hope you liked it, guys.